You know, when people start meditating, they usually have quite some expectation to it. So they think they can concentrate better, or they might think they will get some superpowers, or they will be in so much bliss that they don't have to touch anything in life anymore. Everything will just shower on them. So what do you think about expectations in the meditation practice?
First of all, I have to tell you something about the superpowers. So
Don't tell me it's true then.
no, listen to this. There was, recently on one of our social media posts, there was a question. So, can you teach me how to levitate? So it was a simple post about meditation and that kind of a question. So that's actually funny that people associate, meditation with all sorts of crazy things and they think they would have superpowers and whatnot. So if you want to learn all that, the kind of meditation which I'm referring to is not the right solution. So and now to your question, what should I expect when I'm meditating? I have heard answers to this question from several people who have been legends in this space and who have been teaching to many people, and they have transformed thousands of lives in their lifetime, and they have all been saying, don't expect anything out of meditation. I think if you start with having no expectations, you would not invest anything out of yourself. I mean, we live in that sort of a mindset in this world that unless we see a certain outcome, we would not invest a penny of our money,
Yes.
time, mind, space in anything. So why should I invest time into meditation when somebody has already declared that I would not get anything out of it,
Yes.
So so what I would say is exactly on the contrary. One should have very high expectations out of meditation. One should invest their entire life, entire mind, entire body, entire space, time, whatever they can into meditation, because unless you do that, you will not realize that these expectations are not going to be met, and unless you face that failure of expectations with something like meditation, you would not reach to what meditation has to offer to you. So your mind has to fail. It has to expect everything. It has to expect inner peace. It has to expect superpowers. It has to expect bliss, ecstasy, and whatnot out of meditation. And this has been also a trick which all spiritual leaders they have been playing on people. They have been setting the standards so high and giving dreams of ecstasy and eternal bliss to people, that people dedicate their entire life to it. They give all their possessions and go to some ashram and follow some guru and dedicate all what they have to meditation. The purpose of doing this is, first of all, you do things 100%. So when you do that, then only you can proceed in any transformative process in your life. And secondly, once you are all in and you lose what you had put in, that's something that breaks your notions about things in life. And that sort of breakthrough is not easy. If you would know about it beforehand, you would probably not want to go ahead with it. So probably it's not the best idea that I am sharing this with you, but
So
but what I'm saying is that when you lose what you set as expectations with meditation, then only you can reach to what it has to offer. But what I can assure you is that what it has to offer, what comes afterwards once you lose, is much more meaningful, is much more relevant to your life, because you lose all that is not you and you reach to who you are. And once you reach to who you are, everything that is not you becomes irrelevant. And whether you have it or not, who cares?
So let me try to summarize the confusion here. You are saying you should not expect anything when you go into the meditation, but if you would do that, you would actually not invest anything. And probably it wouldn't work because your mind would still keep on expecting. So I understand that I can expect the whole world out of my meditation, because then I will also really go into it, and I will be learning that nothing can be expected. I will be learning that all these expectations are actually not needed, because the meditation will answer me differently. Is this
You can say
somehow-
that. You can say that.
I think that is probably very difficult for everyone to understand, and in the daily practice.
Yeah, it's a gamble. It's or let me put it this way: meditation is not something which you can bring into your life by paying cheap for it. You have to gamble big. You have to have that gambler's mind for that. You have to put yourself at stake, and unless you do that, it's some pleasing words which you can hear in a guided meditation, and for half an hour you can feel good, but it would not transform your life. So for transformation, that gamble is required.
Yes.
That
So you
investment
have to
is
be fully
required.
committed.
Absolutely.
When you are sitting down, when you are in your meditation, you should just do that only, and do it until the end, basically. You should give it all.
Exactly. That attitude of giving 100%, giving your entire being, whosoever you are, everything to your meditation, to your practice, is the exact reason which will take you forward in your meditation. So just for a moment, go back to that state when you're meditating, and when you're trying to calm down, and you're trying. So unless you 100% surrender yourself and let your mind fall and drop into silence, it will not happen. Even if it's 99%, even if it's 1% of your mind is still from the corner watching and trying to still be active and trying to fool you that you are now silent, but it's hiding somewhere, it will not happen. So you need to have that 100% dropping, 100% surrender, 100% investment, 100% commitment to meditation for it to bring what you should have.